Hello and welcome to Hardcore Headquarters, where I show you how to beat the most popular strategy games on the hardest difficulty. Today, we are beginning a series I'm very excited to get into. We will be doing a Civ 6 A to Z challenge where I beat the game on the hardest difficulty with every single civilization in alphabetical order, starting with Abraham Lincoln. So let's talk about his bonuses. Emancipation Proclamation grants us +2 amenities and +3 loyalty per turn, but our plantations give -2 loyalty per turn. On top of this, we receive a free melee unit after constructing industrial zones and their buildings. The free melee unit does not require any resources to create or maintain and receives +5 combat strength. Our plan with this ability is going to be building industrial zones and all of their buildings in every single city to create a massive army. This is going to require us to build equal amounts of commercial hubs to keep up with gold maintenance, but in the end, this will help us achieve a domination victory. Our next ability is Founding Fathers, and this allows all of our diplomatic policy slots to be converted into wildcard slots. We also receive a +1 diplomatic favor for every wildcard slot in our government. This is a nice complement to our first bonus. Since we'll be going to war a lot throughout the game, we want to be able to counteract emergency votes if needed and vote for the best possible outcomes in the World Congress. We'll need to focus pretty heavy on some key wonders and theater square districts to get the right amount of culture, getting us closer to those bigger governments. We also have the P-55 Mustang unit, which if I'm being honest, we probably won't use a whole lot. Once we get to that point in the game, we're likely going to be building bombers instead of fighters. And last but not least, we do have the Film Studio, which applies 100% tourism pressure to other civilizations after reaching the modern era. This unique building will be great in helping us towards a culture victory backup plan. Since we're already focusing heavy on culture to improve our government, it kind of only makes sense that we would build as many theater squares and holy sites as possible in case we need to pivot from a domination victory to a culture victory. For the advanced game setup, I'm not going to go too crazy. We're going to play on deity difficulty on a continents map at a standard map size. The rest of the settings are fairly standard. I really don't enjoy playing the different game modes. Not to say they aren't fun, but I do feel like they can really break the game, taking away from the challenge of deity. As far as mods are concerned, I do play with a few UI mods, but nothing that changes any mechanics of the game. So if you're interested in those mods, you can find the list in the video description. But without further ado, let's get into turn 1 with Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so let's take a look at our starting position. We have boosted foreign trade. We got some era score for... What is it? The first from a major civilization to set foot on the continent of Petra, Australis, which is great. +4 era score, awesome. We discovered a new continent, so let's take a look at this continent real quick. We have a split right here, which means we have a lot of geothermal fissures, right? Kind of following the line up this continent. That's really good for science, so that tells me that I might want to do like a science type Civ. And then we have Nena down here. What we want to do is try and take advantage of as many luxury resources as possible on both of these continents so we can create some kind of monopoly. Before I make a choice, though, I do want to move my warrior down and to the left here. We might have a really good Petra city. I really hope we do. I love building the Petra. As for settling, all right, so we have some rice down here, some sheep, geothermal fissure. I think this is a pretty good spot to settle. What we could do, though, is we could settle on top of the geothermal fissure to try and get that extra science, which I kind of want to do. I'm almost debating. I think we will do that. We're going to move there, settle, and then we get +1 era score for that. We will be growing in 8 turns. We have a 2-2 tile here, 2 food, 2 production. Always a great tile to start. So we'll start with building a scout. As far as tech, we did say science. I do want to get some science stuff going, just based on the continent split that we have. If you don't know this, geothermal fissures show up on the line between continents. So if we can just settle between both continents, we can build a really good science output that I think will help us to win the game. So we're going to click pottery here. We're going to keep exploring with our warrior down to the south. Some more elephants, that's good for luxuries. We'll take him and move him down on this hill. And you know what, we have a decent What looks like a decent Petra, maybe a pyramid city. We'll see. Not too excited about the pyramids. We usually don't get that on deity difficulty, but the Petra is very doable. We'll attack this scout. I want to keep him away from Washington. With scouts, what you'll notice is they'll come up to your city, and then when they hit the border, the scout will get an exclamation point over his head. Once he gets that, he's going to run back to his camp, report where your city is, and then that camp is going to start producing units. So you want to kill the scout as quickly as possible to avoid your city getting hit. And we did meet a city-state too. We have met Nagazaragamu, whatever the heck that is. Let's take a look at them. They provide land combat or support units are 20% cheaper to purchase with gold for each encampment district building in that city. That's actually really, really good, especially for domination. They want us to send a trade route to them. I think we're going to work on doing that. I want these guys to be on my side. So we'll kill the scout. He's done. And we now have our own scout. We're going to move him up, and we have met Hattusa, also the first city-state. So, fun fact, if you meet a city-state first before any other civilization, it'll automatically give you one envoy. So for these guys, for instance, they will give me +1 production in the capital, and then in every city with the barracks are stable. So I'm already getting another production in Washington. On top of that, I get +1 science in the capital, which is great because I already have the science from settling on that geothermal fissure. So it's really good that you get a scout out pretty early to meet the city-states before other civilizations do. I do want to actually swing him back around here. We did find the camp. I want to heal him up a little bit, though, just to be sure that we can kill that barb camp. We have 2 turns left until growth. We will be growing to the rice here in 2 turns. I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play conservative. I'm going to go for a slinger. I think you kind of get behind when you build military units early, but it's also a very safe bet, just given the fact that you could be, next to a civ that wants to go to war with you. It's just very smart to be conservative. In the early game, you will eventually catch up to the AI. So we did say we wanted to get writing so that we can get our campuses up and build a really good science output. The question is, how do we want to do this? So I like to plan my cities. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going into map tax. This is a UI mod that you can get on Steam. Really, really useful. Does not change anything to the game. But I'm going to add attack here. And I'm going to throw down this campus knowing that there is a geothermal fissure right here. Cool. So that's a +4. What I can do now is I know that these are floodplains. I'm going to want to build a dam right here. Cool. All right, so then I can build an aqueduct here, boom, and then I can build an industrial zone here. That gives me a +5 because of the adjacency you get from dams and aqueducts, and then I will build a commercial hub to kind of fill out the city. So that's 3. That takes me to, I think, a population of 7. I can fit 1 more district easily in this city, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to be just yet. So we'll just kind of leave that where it is for now. We're going to hit next turn. And we're healing up with our warrior. We're moving along with our scout. We're checking things. Looks like we're going to be on the coast, which I kind of like. I get to, explore the other islands before the other civs do. I do love that. We're going to move to the west here. We did grow. We grew into a 1 food 3 production tile, which I'm happy with. I think that's good. We're going to kill the scout as quickly as possible. Once again, we do not want him to discover where we are. We'll move the scout to the west. Hit next turn. Slinger is out. We're going to move him over to the east. We're going to kill the scout first. We're going to kill the scout. We get a promotion. And we will move our other scout here. We did find a tribal village. This is really good. This is another UI mod that you can get. Check out the description. Whenever you click on your scout, it'll show you in pink where the tribal villages are, so you don't miss them. Okay, so we have our slinger out. We have an option to build a bunch of different things. And now, the way I like to look at this, when making this is a big choice, right? You're basically, second, third, fourth build order. I like to start with process of elimination, right? So for instance, my housing right now is 2 out of 6. My growth is not very good. It's okay. So the granary to me, it gets me the housing, it gets me the growth. I don't need the housing. I kind of need the growth. Cool, got it. Monument, we've already talked that we want culture, right? We definitely want culture, and this will give us loyalty and eventually +2 culture to get us closer to those bigger governments faster. So this is valuable to me too. The settler, I can get it in 9 turns. I just don't really know where I'm going to go. I could build a Petra city down here. I kind of like the idea of that. I just don't know exactly where I'm going to settle here. You know what? I think I'm going to go for the settler. Yeah, the settler is a really good idea. We can get that Petra city growing quickly. And then what I want to do actually now is figure out where I'm going to put the Petra city. So I can settle here, right? And bear with me on this. I'm going to explain everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I can get something better. I want to get this one in here too, this mine. If I were to open this up... Okay, I'm not going to be able to get it. So I think, yeah, we'll do this. All right, we're going to settle right here, and then we're going to add the... Excuse me. We're going to add the Petra there. What this is going to do, I'm going to hover over this and explain if you're not quite sure what the Petra does. It's going to give us +2 food, +2 gold, +1 production on all desert tiles for this city. Non-floodplains must be built on a desert or desert floodplains without hills. So that's just going to be, this is going to be a nuts desert city. It's going to be insane. Then what I would like to do is, potentially build the pyramids here. I doubt we get this, honestly. I really do. The deity really rushes for it, so then we'll build maybe a theater square here. We get lucky, we get it. If not, whatever, right? And then that's going to kind of be the idea for this city. I want to secure this bananas tile early so that this city has some actual growth potential, and we're going to want to get a builder out so we can get some more production on these tiles. So let's move on. We'll bring the warrior back to heal. We'll bring the slinger up to attack. He does get a promotion. And we're going to move you up and let this Hattusa warrior get out of the way so we can snag that tribal village. Okay, great. First civilization that we've met John Curtin. He says, I speak for the people of Australia as their prime minister. We seek sympathetic allies in the fight against the hawks of war. I'm going to be nice to this guy. He... not really quite sure how I feel about him just yet. We did get the boost for writing. Fun deity tip, right? What you want to do, if you want to be friends with somebody on deity, the only chance you get to send them a delegation is turn 1. If I do not send this delegation turn 1 and wait until the turn 2 after I meet them, they're already going to be unhappy with me. So I'm going to send him a delegation, and then I'm going to look at his agendas. So he likes civilizations that liberate cities, dislikes civilizations in a war that are occupying enemy cities. Yeah, so we're going to probably end up doing a lot of the stuff that he does not like, which is okay. We won't do it right away, but he will eventually not like us, and we're going to have to take him out, which is fine. Not a big deal. I am going to move this guy out here, but I'm going to keep him there because this spearman is going to have a zone of control, maybe. He might be able to attack me if he moves onto the right, so we'll skip there. We'll hit the tribal village. We boosted the wheel. We're moving up, exploring more. We get our settler in 7 turns. Yep, he did move up to the right to attack. I'm going to move you back, and I'm going to move you up and attack. It's a nice little switch of units. And we'll just start moving this scout down, figuring out exactly where we are in the world. Okay, so we have writing. Now, normally I would, go ahead and build my campus here, but we have a bonus resource here called sheep that if I harvest, I get a food bonus. So what I want to do is get animal husbandry because this allows me to harvest cattle, sheep, and deer. So I'm going to harvest this for a one-time bonus of food, I believe, after I have enough money to buy a warrior. Or I'm sorry, a builder. Okay, looks like the warrior, the warrior barbarian is dead. I think, unfortunately, they're going to get to take this barb camp. Barb camps do give you gold, so they're going to snag that. That's okay. We'll just keep exploring and get out our stuff as quickly as possible. We're going to go with survey, because we don't have any barb issues right now, and then we'll go for Pantheon with God King. Good to go. Next turn. They did take the camp. That was a 50 gold that we lost out on. That's fine, not a big deal, not game breaking, but would have been nice to have. We'll heal with the slinger. We're going to move the scout down. More desert over here, which tells me there's a lot more here to the south that I'm missing. Okay, we did discover political philosophy. That we boosted that by meeting 3 different city-states. We have met Anshan. Anshan's nice. We were not a first meet on Anshan, so we do not get the +1 envoy, but their ability is +2 science from each great work of writing and +1 science from each relic and artifact. I do like that a lot. They want us to destroy a barbarian outpost within 5 tiles, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scout and I'm going to find where this barb camp is so I can help these guys out. Okay, looks like Australia is kind of close. Not close enough for discomfort, but close enough to be a little weary. Alright, he's moving in actually. He's like bringing troops over here. I don't like that. Ooh, might be like declaration of war. We might be going to war here. Okay. We did get barbs up to the north. This is getting serious. Alright. I almost want to now stop production on this settler and build another slinger just in case he is actually going to war. And then I'm going to start researching archery. Yeah, I think that's the move. I mean, normally I would have liked to keep going towards, something else, but I think we need to be cautious and defensive in this situation. The deity can get way ahead of you without you really knowing. So you want to be ready for any kind of war, whatever it is. Okay, so we are pretty well defended at this point, I think. We did get the scout to come in. He is going to probably report back up. That really sucks. We're going to put you on alert. We're actually going to move you up. And then I'm going to take my other... Ooh, we did discover a natural wonder. That's nice. He gets a promotion. We will promote you. We'll promote you in the woods. I still have not found this barb camp they're talking about. I want to get that done before the age is over, but it looks like we still have 19 turns, so I do have some time. Okay, he's getting attacked. We're going to move this guy up, and we're going to attack Scout. That boosts archery. Phenomenal. We will now bring you down and down again. Where is this barb camp? Within 5 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not up there. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be like in here, maybe. I don't know. We gotta find it though. We need to do that quest. Okay. He is bringing units in. Not fun. We're gonna move this guy up. Actually, that was probably a bad move. I want to move him back. Hattusa seems like they're kind of figuring out the barb situation, which is nice, but I would like to clear it. Ooh, did we find it? No, we did not find it. Okay. Okay, now I think it's safe to get the settler. We can come down here, settle this city. Ooh, getting attacked by the spearman. I will promote him to heal him completely. We're going to actually leave you there. You're going to skip. And then I want you to come down towards this city. Okay, I'll attack the scout. I can always heal that scout up if I need to. And now we're sitting at a point of decision again for production. This is always the toughest part because it can get to a point, especially later in the game, to where you have so many decisions on so many different cities and you kind of run out of patience, I think is the right word, to like actually sit down and think. So I like to get in the habit of actually taking the time to think about what I'm going to build. And honestly, I'm noticing something problematic. So this industrial zone that we were going to build right here, unfortunately has horses on it. That sucks because my dam's going to go up here, and it would have been really nice to have some kind of adjacency bonus for my industrial zone, but we're going to have to pivot now, and we're going to make this the industrial zone, and we'll end up making this the commercial hub. Now, I might still build the dam, maybe not. I might not even worry about this land up here, but that is kind of a setback. We did have a +5 industrial zone with really good adjacency, but it's okay. It's not, once again, not game breaking. But now that we know that, I have horses. That's a tile that I would like to improve, so I can sell the horses. I have sheep that I want to get rid of. That's 2. Then I also have some rice here with marsh that I would like to get rid of. So that's 4 different builder actions. Builders typically get 3 actions, so I think the right move here is to go ahead and build a builder as we settle this city down here. The reason, oh, here we go. After thorough deliberation, Australia finds itself at a crossroads. Prepare yourself, war is upon us. Okay. Well, it looks like we're at war with Australia, unfortunately. That really sucks. Man, okay. We'll get into the war here in a second, but what I was trying to say is the reason we want to do a builder so bad early is because I want my capital city to be able to produce things faster so that I can focus on getting builders down to my second city. It's all about city growth, and it's like a domino effect. You start with your first city, you settle new cities, you improve them, and it's like a snowball. It's very nice. So that's the reason I chose the builder. As far as the war is concerned, I do want to upgrade my archer here. I'll attack his slinger, and then I'm going to move this guy back. He'll likely attack me across the river, which he will take a penalty for, and then I can upgrade that slinger next turn. I'm going to move this guy down to the city location, and I will take... Ooh, not good. I'm hoping I have an escape route here for this guy, and it looks like I do. I don't want to lose that scout this early in the game. I mean, scouts are meant to die at some point in the game, but not this early. You want to keep them, I think, until you've discovered most of the map. Now, when it comes to research, what are we trying to do here? We definitely just got into a war, so now I'm leaning more towards the bottom half of the tech tree. Typically, the top half of the tech tree is more like, you know, innovation, science type things, infrastructure, those kinds of things. Whereas the bottom half is more military development, military research. So because I'm at war, I would like to get iron. I would like to get heavy chariots. I would like to be able to get encampments, swordsmen, you know, aqueducts, you know, catapults, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go for mining. I'm going to hit the next turn. He's going to whack me pretty hard there. I'm almost tempted to retreat him. The problem I have with... Okay, let's figure this out for a second. I will attack this guy. He's dead, likely. I'm actually going to move him back to be cautious and save the unit. The problem I have here is if I upgrade this archer, he'll probably die because he's going to get attacked twice. So I almost have to move him back now, and that's the smart move, thank God. All right, if the Hattusa warrior wasn't here, I might have lost this unit, but I think we're good. All right, we'll move the settler down. We're going to get the Petra city going and online. We're going to move our scout down to the south. We have 4 turns left on a builder. And we're going to heal up with our warrior as we attack the slinger there. We're going to move you up, and hopefully you don't die. I want you to heal up. We'll settle our Petra city. We did get some era score for that. And for you, you have really just about like no production at all because it's just desert. So I would like to buy the 3 food 2 production bananas tile, and then we're going to actually get you to grow a little bit with a granary. Okay, so we're trying to get our scout. Ooh, no, not good. Get back there. Not good either. I think our scout's dead. I was going to say we're trying to get him back so we can heal him, but I'm pretty sure he just died. We'll see. Oh, maybe not. Okay. That's interesting. Come back down now. That's insane. That's a miracle that he survived. All right, we're going to attack the slinger there. Cool. He's dead. We're healing with our warrior. This is going to be a pretty easy war, I think. He's what looks like to be all the way over here. So I think what we want to do is forward settle him at some point. Okay, he's attacking the city pretty aggressively, which is stupid. The AI, you'll notice even on the harder difficulties, they're not very smart. They do get crazy bonuses. For instance, he's already getting 10 science, I'm only getting 5. That will change over time. But like as far as unit control, they're just so bad at it. They're not good. We did meet what looks like to be the Persian Empire. Interesting. Man, I don't have enough gold to send them a delegation, which really sucks. But if I could trade something, maybe... Ugh, okay, we're going to take likely a bad relationship hit with this guy. What's his agenda? Like civilizations with a high amount of land units, dislike civilizations with a low amount of land units. Okay, I hope 3 is a good number. I mean, we'll see. He's probably not going to like me. And the scout's dead. Okay, kind of saw that one coming. It was a suicide mission, but that's okay. We're going to keep what we have as far as government. I will promote the archer. I'm going to move the warrior across the river, and now I think it's safe to start bringing our other slinger back as we get prepared for the counterattack. We did get a trade route capacity. That's nice. I think I'm going to move this guy up so I can get started on my campus here. And then for you, what do I want to do here? We don't need the housing. I think a granary is not the right move. A monument could be really, really good to get us to those governments quicker. Campus, once again, is also very good. I just can't build it right now. I don't see a need for the Edmonanke. I don't really care. A settler could be good. I almost want to wait for settlers, though, until I get to the early Empire Civic, which I'm going to start researching. It just produces settlers faster, so I'm not like producing settlers at the most efficient point at this time of the game. So I'm going to skip on the settler. The builder will be... Oh, yeah, let's get the builder going. We want this this Petra to like be good. So we're going to come down here and we're going to build 3 different mines on these desert tiles just to make sure that we can get this thing online. Once again, we're at war, so I'm going to go for bronze working. Hopefully, one of these tiles becomes an iron mine. That'd be really, really nice. We're getting attacked. Not a big deal. We're going to hit him with our archer, and then we're going to come back across the river, make him come to us, and then we're going to keep healing with that slinger because he's bringing more units in. I will harvest, and then now that it's harvest, I'm going to come in here with my campus. I'm just going to place it... Oops, excuse me. I'm just going to place it on a +4. And I'm going to come right back and finish the builder. The reason I did that is because I just locked in the production price. So if I come back in here and I click campus, it's locked in at 83 production. All right, that's how much production it's going to take. That number increases the more you research things. So locking it in, just make sure you get it at the cheapest production value possible. So I'm going to switch back to builder though. I want this city, Baltimore, to be online. All right, he's attacking. We're going to hit him real quick. We're going to heal with the warrior. And then for this guy, I think we're going to come back now and improve the rice. Move on there. It is marsh. I would like to get rid of that marsh at some point. He's coming in with the warrior up to the north. Not too scared for my slinger. That's going to be fine. We boosted irrigation by building that farm. Somebody's built Stonehenge, and then Anshan has declared war on me, of course. They're kind of all the way to the west. Some mountains in between us. I'm not really too worried about them. I will attack with my archer. I'll move my warrior back across, and then I'm going to hit him across the river. Now, I want to start moving my builder back towards the horses so I can start selling that stuff. And then he's going to hit me again. Yep. Now, can I kill him this turn? Likely not, but he will survive, which is great. We'll hit him. We'll Hit him again. We're booming. And then I'm going to bring you up. I want to bring you down. Now, we figured out a short-term solution for Baltimore with the builder. Don't really need anything now with Baltimore. That's fine. When it comes to Washington, though, do I want Washington to grow, or do I want to expand my borders? I'm more inclined to expand my borders, but once again, I do want to wait 11 turns to start doing that. So I think now the campus is the right move. Let's get some infrastructure going while we wait until we get that nice colonization settler policy card. I'm going to hit him with the archer. We'll heal. You're going to skip, and then you're going to come down this way. You can come down one, hit him. He's dead. We're just killing units now. He's making terrible choices. It's okay. Okay, it looks like we did discover bronze working. I don't see... Ooh, that's so unfortunate. So the one tile that did become iron is the one that we absolutely can't reach. That's okay. We still get one here in Washington. Just kind of unlucky there. I'm going to promote this guy. Give him a little bit more strength. We're going to move you back just to make it safe. Move you down. You're going to continue healing. And then I'm going to move you up to save you as well. Now, as far as tech is concerned, getting better units, I think, is more important than getting better buildings. So I'm going to continue down the military path just for the sole fact that I'm at war right now, and I really don't want to lose the game, this early, especially, first episode of the channel. So here we go. We're moving him up. We're going to move you up. We're just going to do a nice little counterattack on his warrior here as we take back tiles. The one thing I really do enjoy about war, and it's a concept I've been trying to master, is tile control when it comes to wars. So if you're at war, you want to control land, and that does not necessarily mean you want to control cities. You also want to control tiles, right? So I want to essentially, for instance, control this river. I want to have units stationed along this river so that if he decides to come, he has to attack me across a river because he takes a negative bonus for attacking across a river. And then I guess you would find then other terrain, that kind of thing. So you can just, gain ground on him and kill his units before he tries to take over your cities. So we did get a message here from Persia that says we are true friends with the smaller civilizations. We appreciate that you recognize this fact. Okay, he's starting to like me more. I do like that. That's good. We're going to attack you. Boom. We will bring you down. I'm going to heal with you, and then I'll attack you. And we're actually going to move you down again so I can promote you next turn. And then I'm going to move my builder over towards the horses so we can actually sell those. I think that's the plan. All right, here comes the builder down here to Baltimore. Obviously, Baltimore is known for its lovely desert terrain. Not true. Okay, here we go. Attacking with the archer. We're going to promote this slinger into an archer. We're going to heal with this guy. Now, the goal here is to get all the units healed, and then we're going to go take over this river so that he can't send any more units into our cities. Our builder is going to come up here. He's going to improve the horses. Now, next turn, this horses tile is providing us with 2 horses per turn. So next turn, I'll have 2 horses to sell to Persia to improve that relationship. Okay. Let's build the mine. Craftsmanship has been boosted. That's good. Let's think about big decision here. What's our pantheon going to be? I honestly really like fertility rights here because when I choose this, I receive a builder in my capital and my city growth rate is 10% higher. So I'm going to take that. And then I can take this builder and move him down to the iron deposit and increase or improve that as well. Okay. The ancient era is going to end in 6 turns. John Curtin wants horses. Oh, wait. I'm reading that wrong. It's weird. I do want to sell these horses though. So I have a nice little UI mod. It's called Quick Deals. What you can do here is you can click on anything that you have that's sellable, right? And it'll show you the best deal possible that you can get from any given CIV that you've met. So right now the best deal, because I'm at war with Australia, is 14 gold for 2 horses. I'm going to accept that deal just to build up a gold income. I'm going to heal my archer, and I'm just going to start moving this guy over to the west to get him positioned behind this river. I will improve this mine as well. We get to improve the iron deposit, which boosts iron working. This iron deposit is going to give me 2 iron per turn, which, you know, now I can keep selling these things to Persia. The goal here, I think, is for me and Persia to become friends, so I can goad him into joining my war with Australia. And then hopefully we can get some free cities out of it as we forward settle him. I'll move this guy over to the west. I'll move this guy up. And kind of just keep chugging along here. There's a mine. Apprenticeship is boosted. That's wonderful. We get early empire in 4 turns, which means we're going to start pumping out some settlers. We did get some era score for building our first campus. It was a +4 campus. And we finished researching the wheel, and we can build watermills and heavy chariots. Okay, so looks like somebody built the Oracle. Let's move our units. We'll figure out what we're going to do here in a second. Just want to scale this river to make sure he's not moving in on me. When it comes to this builder, what do I want you to do? I think getting the ivory is really good for amenities. We might as well do that, and I'll move up and improve this mine as well. For build, right? What do we want to build now? We have 3 turns left until we start building settlers. So realistically, if there's anything that I can build in 3 turns, I should probably just build that. And I'm thinking the warrior's the move, because I can use that to help me push and defend this river. For research, horseback riding would be really, really good, because we do have horses. We could build a couple of those light cavalry units. I think that's like, yeah, it's light cavalry. We could build a couple of those, get those promoted. I like the idea of that. And we'll move our warrior over to the west. He can, now this is perfect. He's moving in already. We do need to secure these 2 units here. So I'll move this archer down here. We need to make sure that we control this river, or we're kind of screwed. I'm going to buy, oh, I can't buy it just yet. I'll be able to buy it next turn. I'm going to skip with you. And then I'm going to come down to you. Actually, I'm going to move you down here. I want to get 2 of these so I can sell them to Persia. And I'll be able to get more gold to buy more tiles for Baltimore. We hit next turn. He's really kind of lighting us. Oh, why did you have to? Oh, my God. That is just the worst luck. I mean, Hattusa moves to my retreating tile. And now the only place I can move... Oh my gosh, that is just the worst. Okay. Why would you do that? Anyway, alright. I can't even attack him either. Alright, so I'm going to attack this guy. I'm pretty sure this warrior's dead. I'll move him here, I guess. Maybe he survives. I doubt it. Alright, I'm going to buy this tile. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come into quick deals. I'm just going to sell the ivory. Ooh, I guess not. Nobody wants it. Well, that sucks. We do get some gold per turn for it, so that's not the worst thing in the world. And I'm just going to kind of skip with you until I get you to a point where I can buy this tile. Yep, dead. We will give you that deal just here in a second. I want to make sure I'm getting the best deal. Volcano Mega Colossal Eruption has happened. That's not good. It says the Nova Rupta has erupted in one of the deadliest explosions known to mankind. 0 tiles damaged, 0 population loss, 0 units killed, 7 tiles gained fertility. That's good. I like that. While defending, your warrior was killed. That sucks. And somebody has built the pyramid. So we can now delete this map tack. We will not be getting the pyramids. That's fine. Kind of expected that. We're going to move you there. You're going to skip. You're going to come back. We need to make sure we kill these guys before we start progressing again. You move there. And you skip. Is there anything I can sell right now? I can sell
8 horses. I can sell 8 iron. I can get 86 gold for it. And then I can come in here. I can buy a tile. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, Washington. What do I want to build in Washington? I think a trader is really good because we can get a trader going from Baltimore up to Washington to ensure that we get the Petra. But what I want to do is I did complete early empire. I want to come in here and change my policies from the God King to colonization, and then I think we just keep everything else the same. We're going to go to craftsmanship. This is going to be nice for the war. We're going to use this policy card plus 50% production toward ancient and classical era melee, anti-cavalry, and ranged units. Okay, for our first governor, I think we're going to go with... Man, tough one. I like going with Groundbreaker, or with Magnus, for the sole promotion of settlers trained in the city do not consume a population. I do want to settle a lot. The question is, how much do I want to settle? I definitely want to settle up here, over here. Is it worth it? Whereas Pingala, 15% science, yeah, Pingala's the guy. I don't even know why I'm thinking about that. I have science districts. He's going to be a long-term investment. Okay, we are now into the classical era. And I think with that, let's just kind of go with an overview of what we have, going on so far. We're in the middle of a war with John Curtin of the Australian Empire. It seems like Nadir Shah of the Persian Empire is friendly with us. So I'm actually going to declare friendship with him. I'm going to send him a delegation, and we're good to go. Now, will you join my ongoing war? I don't have that tech unlocked yet, but once I do get it, I'm going to ask him to join the war. I'm going to take this guy, attack you. You should survive that. We'll attack you. You should survive that. And then I'm going to move you up and skip. We'll build the mine. We'll build the ivory. Can we sell the ivory? No. And then we're going to take free inquiry here. I think this is just the best one for the current situation. Going to get +1 era score for each time I trigger a Eureka. I think that's good. And then for Baltimore now, what do we want to do with Baltimore? There's not really any tiles that we can improve other than maybe these two. I don't think a builder is the right option. I think maybe, a monument wouldn't be bad. Get that culture, get those governments quicker. But, with that being said, we're at war. We're trying to gain control of this river while we're also trying to improve our Baltimore city so it can be a really, really good Petra city in the future. And then Washington, kind of just building infrastructure, getting ready, defending itself, that kind of thing. But that's going to be episode 1. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Tune in for episode 2, where we counteract Australia's war and make friends with the Persian Empire. Thanks for watching Hardcore Headquarters.